Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty.
What's good, Andrea fam? Today's video is going to be about PCOS. So
1,000 years later.
If you know me, you will know that I have PCOS. PCOS is polycystic ovary syndrome, I believe. So it's like you grow hair in like weird places.
Stop it. Get some help.
Your menstrual cycle is very like irregular. So it's not a normal menstrual cycle. Like I won't get my menstrual cycle every like month, like exactly on the date like most or other girls do. I have like, when I first found out about it, I had just stopped getting periods altogether. And it was like 3 months passed, I'm like, I haven't gotten a period. So I had to go to the doctor, and it was like, yeah, so basically I wasn't getting any periods at all. Some people get periods every 3 months. Some people get periods every 2 months. Some people get really heavy periods every time they get a period. That can be a sign of PCOS. Some people have like different things, but it just means your period is not normal. It doesn't come every single month, and it is very like heavy, or it's like not enough. So yeah, that's what PCOS is, and yes, I do have it.
Nice.
There's a lot of stuff that comes with it. Mine is based off of insulin resistance. So mine has to do with my insulin. My insulin levels are normal, so it makes my hormones not normal. So when you have PCOS, you basically have more of the boy hormone, testosterone, than you do of the girl hormone, estrogen. So you have like estrogen in you, and you have testosterone in you anyway as a girl. But as a girl, it's less testosterone and more estrogen. But for someone with PCOS, it's like a little bit more testosterone than there is estrogen, which causes like hair in weird places, and which also causes your periods being irregular. So now that we have kind of went into that, that's a big issue. Like that's a whole nother video or an expert can talk about, because I'm not an expert on this type of stuff. But I just know from my research what it is, okay? So by no means am I a medical professional who knows anything about this. I'm just someone who has the problem. So yeah. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I found out that I had PCOS in the first place. So I think I was like
1 eternity later.
9 or 7. I got my period very early, which is a sign that you could be possibly, I think someone said, don't quote me on this, but I heard it was like a sign that you can lose your period if you get it too early, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, so I got my period really, really early, and then I ended up going with my grandma. So I found out I had it with my grandma, and she lives in Chicago. That's when I found out I had a period. And then I went home, I gained a little weight, and I lost it. And then I went back again when I was like 12, I want to say, maybe. And then I had gained a bunch of weight over there because I wasn't working out, I was doing anything. Me and my grandma at the time, who was also like, you know, a little overweight or whatever, we were in the house just eating because I wasn't going anywhere. They weren't doing anything. Everybody was just going to work, and I was just there. My grandma would try to buy me something to eat to make it better, because I came all the way down there and we're not really doing anything. So we were just sitting here eating. So I got big. I came back, and you know, that's a whole nother story. So if you want a story time about when I did gain weight and I came back to my mom's house, like what everybody's reactions was when I went from skinny to like coming back home big. Like, you guys, if you want that type of story time, just leave it in the chat and I definitely will give you guys that. But we're gonna speed past that and be like, when I got home, I noticed my period was not coming how it had been coming since I was like 9, I think, or 7 or whatever. So it wasn't coming like clockwork how it was at the end of every month. So I just started getting worried about that. But my mom was like, I'm real young, so you know, it could be just a weight thing. So I started losing some weight or whatever.
A few moments later.
But it didn't come back. And then I ended up going to the doctor to check on it because I have been researching it. At this point, it's been like 3 months, 4 months. And I was like, I think I just turned 13 maybe. And I had researched it and it said something about it could be PCOS, endometriosis. Oh, I forgot what it's called, but it's another thing it could be. And I was like, I think I have PCOS because I was growing hair in weird places. I was noticing that I was getting hair, like I think it was like on my stomach I was getting hair or something. I started getting hair and then I was like, okay, that's weird because I've never had that before. And then my periods was acting weird, and then I was getting like this dark like thing, like you get like a dark ring around your neck too. You can get that with PCOS. So I had like this real dark ring like on the back of my neck, like it's like a dark patch. It looked like, you know, dirt, but it wasn't. It was like from my health or whatever, from when I was with my grandma, and I was like so big, like way bigger than I am now. I was like really big, like really big. So yeah, that was a lot. And then
a few moments later.
13, I went to the doctor the first time. And the doctor was like, yeah, it's normal, you know, it'll come back when you're about like 17 or 18, when I was 13. And then when I went back, when I was like 17 or 18, because it still did not come, that's when I had already researched everything. And I was like, yeah, I think I have PCOS because I had more than one symptom. I had like a lot of them. I was growing like hair in weird places, so I was like, yeah, I definitely have it. So yeah, I told her, she confirmed it, like yeah, you have it, but she didn't do any ultrasounds or anything. So like, yeah, I don't know how that looks. But the first time I went there, they just told me like, oh yeah, you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. It happens sometimes when people, you know, they get their period too early. It happens. So it's gonna come back. And I'm waiting on it to come back. I'm like, oh, I don't gotta worry about this. It's gonna come back, it's gonna come back. So I turned 17 and I'm like, okay, it's still not here. So I go to them at 17 or at 16, one of them. And they're like, I come with them like, yeah, I think I have it. They're like, yeah, you have it. So yeah, that's how I found out I have it. And if any of you guys have it, just leave it down in the chat. I really want to like have a little community of us here. Also, everyone's welcome. But for those who also have it like me, I would like to talk to you, hear your story, hear my story, and I'll keep on telling the story about how I found out and how I'm going now and what I plan to do about it in the future. But I do have a daughter now. So I lost some weight after all that happened. Going on hikes with my boyfriend, who was also my baby's father. And I started losing weight. I think when I found out I was pregnant, I had dropped down to like 200 pounds, which before that I was like 240 something. Maybe before that, before I met him, I think I was like 260. Damn! 60, maybe 250 something. And I met him, and then I went down to like 240 something. And then we ended up losing weight from those hikes and stuff. And I ended up getting to like 200, and that's when I found out I was pregnant. So I cut out all dairy at that point. Like, cause I was trying to get like healthy. I was working out. So I took out all dairy. I took out all like sugary stuff and everything like that. So if you guys want to hear more of a story about how I got pregnant and everything, y'all leave that in the chat too. But this was the story of what the fuck about how I found out that I had PCOS. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys comment. I hope you guys subscribe. I hope you guys like. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation that we had with each other, and you guys keep it going in the comments, or you guys can, you know, talk to me on my social medias and follow me on my social medias, Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. But love you guys. Thanks for sitting and chatting with me. Bye.